We live. How y'all doing? We ain't doing no big intro. We just here for a pre-show. We having a good conversation, and I just wanted to bring it live. So we just got y'all in the conversation while we sit here and wait on Mr. Trigger, and he gets everything straight with the household and all his duties as a husband and a father. We gonna sit here and continue our conversation. So Miles, you said it stunts their growth, and we
Yes,
gonna
I kind
talk
of
to
feel like technology does stunt their growth as far as like social skills wise.
yeah.
I feel like these kids do not have social skills like we did. I mean, just trying to have a conversation, it just seems like they just can't do it. They don't even know how to talk to girls. You go to a party. I chaperoned the eighth grade dance, and it was horrible, horrible.
Hmm.
Back in my day, I'd have been on the dance floor on my drawers doing the Tootsie Roll, but just.
You get called a ick now, and you'll be all over social media. You do some stuff like that now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm speaking figuratively, but yeah, it's
No, I
just
know, I know.
yeah. But
I'm
nah,
speaking
you were
more to what
saying
they
that
did.
you were saying that they have more like what was you saying about they have a better opportunity as far as being
They're more
connected.
interconnected. Yeah, they're more interconnected than we ever were. Like, brother, we can go play 2K and be looking at each other like this and playing the game
Mm.
because we didn't have to go through a pandemic. Like, we didn't have to, uh, we ain't never had to be locked in with no stuff like that to where,
And see, maybe it's because of how I grew up, but I would rather play. Like, I would rather go to your house and play the
yeah.
game than go online. They don't do that now. Because I mean, you ain't got to. But I just feel like technology has stunted their growth. I mean, boys don't even know how to shoot. They don't even know how to go up and talk to a girl. Um, you
But
know, I feel like
I
that's
think
why we.
that's more.
Hmm?
Go ahead, finish.
No, what was you about to say?
I say I feel that's more coaching though, because I ain't really know how to. Me now would be whole much different if I was like the knowledge I have now to when I was younger. I know you probably feel this way in some aspects, like of course, but actually knowing how to talk, like knowing the intimacy and the intricacies of talking to a member of the opposite sex. I think it's learned and you have to be taught that. And I think like you're saying, I think it's stunning the growth in the people who are being babysat by technology and not the people who all right, yeah, you play the game, but you still have strict and stern parents in your life and parents that talk to you and mold you and give you guidance and different things like that.
Yeah, I agree, but unfortunately, you know, yeah, you got parents like that, but parents working and this, that, and the
What's
third.
going on, Bunny?
What is
No,
this? A
go ahead.
side quest? What the hell is a
She
side
talking
quest?
about me because I'm not, because I don't ever be streaming the game no more. I just
Oh,
stream ballers. So, like, I'm
I
always
got
on side quest when she check into the stream.
you. But I don't remember what we was talking about. But you
You
saying
said,
that has to be coached. You have to learn that. Well, my question is, well, how did you learn?
me?
Hmm.
Cartoons and hood movies? No, brother. Actually, it really, I'm speaking more for now than anything because, like I was saying, I was talking to Brother Soul. I said, if you know, if you haven't spoken to me this year, you don't know me at all. If you haven't spoken to me in like 2 weeks, you really don't know me. You might not even know me from then. Like, it's a constant growth. It's a constant evolution. Like, it's a constant learning. And like looking back on it, like we see it now, it's so easy, brothers. Just go be yourself. Like they're being raised by people who don't know how to be their self because they're so stuck on images and followers that it's no emotional intelligence, it's no emotional maturity being shown to them. So we're asking them to exhibit something that they're maybe not being shown with the world at their fingertips. Because my kids, they don't use like the AI and all that kind of stuff. But I'm telling y'all, yo, I used to have to go look in an encyclopedia. I had to go look in an encyclopedia, bro. Y'all can go in the Chat GPT, ask one question, and get a whole soliloquy. And what's up, Bishu? How you doing? Appreciate you. Like they get a whole soliloquy. They can get a whole explanation and origination of things, and it's I don't know, man. It's so different. Like I feel like it's easier for them, but like you said, it has been a detriment. So how do we balance it? It's a double-edged sword. So for you as an educator who are in it, how do you balance the double-edged sword of tough love and technology? It is Bishu. It is
You
same to
just
you.
you
Same to
just
you.
got to, like you say, you got to balance. Like there will be some days we're gonna use our Chromebooks, and then some days we're gonna do work on pen, write, old fashioned way, paper and pencil.
Yeah,
And I mean, you saw it for yourself. It's shown when I sent you that picture, and half the kids were right on the wrong side of the paper.
yeah,
Basic stuff like that we were taught
yeah.
in kindergarten, first grade, and I guess they're not teaching these skills no more. Like a lot of these kids don't even know how to read an analog clock.
Shame they learning that in first grade, brother. Like,
I'm just saying. I
so
see it.
I was having a conversation earlier. We were talking about always good to yeah, yeah, no more. No more. I'm done with that. I'm done losing money out there. Hey, yo, you always welcome to D. Yeah. Shout out to Detroit. Detroit is dope. Yeah. But dang, Miles, I forgot what you was talking about. Um, what'd you ask me?
We was talking about how technology is stunning these kids' growth, and I was talking about some of the things I've seen to where it's like this is not good.
And you asked me something, and I was going somewhere with
I don't even remember now.
it. Yeah. Chromebooks and pen and paper.
Oh yeah, like you was asking me how do I do that, find the balance, and I was
He
like,
doing his
there's
duties.
some days, we are on the Chromebooks, and there's some days we gonna be on paper and pencil.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I was
And
like, cause it shows. I remember I sent you that picture, and half the
yeah.
kids are right on the wrong side of the sheet of the paper. I'm like, what the fuck?
I emphasize that with Elijah. Like, it's not bad, but I'm like, come on, bro. Just take your time.
Yeah,
Like, take your time. What's the rush? Like,
yeah.
it's so easy, man. I was looking at one worksheet with him. I was like, brother, how are you still spelling? Not Elijah, just the younger ones. I'm like, how are you spelling it wrong when they giving you the answers on the worksheet?
Bro, you know what the craziest thing of it is, man? I'll give out a quiz. It either be multiple choice or true and false. And do you know kids will write, I don't know?
No, stop her.
I shit you not, dog. I'd be like, what? So now you don't know process of elimination either.
Cause you're right, technology thinks for them, and I get the critical thing, but I guess it's I do look at things from a lens of I look from a critical lens because I do have critical thinking and all that kind of stuff. But it was a conversation. This is where I was going. It was a conversation that I had earlier where I said we were talking about an app. What if we had an app to where we can direct where our taxes go? Me, lady, and D Givens were talking, and I said, like, they said, what if we had an app to where we can direct where our taxes go? Where would you put your money? And lady said, into the school system. And I saying, are we putting our money into a system that's failing? Like, cause looking at it, I did some research. I went to Patrick Henry. It was a charter school. From what I saw, it said it's one of the first charter schools in Richmond, Virginia. So like the way they went about learning and knowledge is completely different. We didn't learn from textbooks. We didn't learn from computers. We went out like we went to the animals. We went outside. We were in it. Like we were doing all this kind of stuff and it was a different way of learning. When I was in second grade, I was in a class with second, third, fourth, and fifth graders, all boys. So when I went to public school, I was stunted at Ettrick. I went there in second grade and I was ahead of all the people in my class all the way up to fifth grade. And then as I got to high school, they put me in what is it, Z? It was like where you're smart but you're lazy. It
Not the
was just like,
honors. It's like
yeah,
not the C level, but
it's
not
smart
like
but
in between
lazy.
C and H. Yeah.
Yeah, smart but lazy kids. That's what it is. That's Mr. Johnson said it right. He said you smart but you lazy, and I'm smart but I was lazy. Like it's just it.
But you
I don't.
you
I don't
told
know.
me you had some at home issues as well.
Oh,
So
I
I
had.
kind
Oh
of
my God, the trauma. Oh my God.
yeah. So
Like, like people like oh my the trauma I went through in that point. Like I don't brother to graduate school with the amount of trauma I dealt with and like not to like making like I don't know. It's just I can't use. It's no excuses, yo. Like I remember being in middle school and sitting there being embarrassed because roaches coming out my motherfucking binder. Like it's just like little things like that, that you deal with. But it was big stuff too. But I'm just like, damn. Thank you God, I made it, yo. Like
Mhm.
look where I am now. Like my kids sit here and struggle with. I got $100 and I wanna. Why you keep buying the same Transformer toy over and over again? Like just like it's just crazy the different amount of struggles and the different amount of challenges that these kids today face, and it's from a lack of critical thinking. And I think you are right. I think from this conversation, I think it's technology. Technology has given them an excuse to, I don't know, not try.
And my thing is, you say, a system that's failing. So let me ask you this: is the system failing, or these new policies they putting in because they don't want to hurt nobody's feelings? They are like probably like not holding these students accountable, letting them turn in late work 2 months late.
I think it's both and not or, because the one thing about Patrick Henry that I love from my research, it was community. So it would have been pretty much if a group of us, so let's say all of us in Dinwiddie came together and said we want to start our own school. We don't want it to be publicly funded. We're going to fund it ourselves, teach our own curriculum, do all this kind of stuff. It was a school like that, and like you said, are those better schools because of the policies? Because they try to blanket everything? Because you can't solve for everybody. Like we can't solve for everybody. And then in another case of Roman, like he had a teacher who had been in it 20 years and just lost the passion. Like you don't want to teach, and you're putting that on somebody who's new to learning. So somebody who doesn't want to learn, who doesn't want to be in the school system, who doesn't learn the way other children learn, is forced to be in this system now. And then they have a teacher that is taking that away, like taking that learning away and taking your young early years in school. So imagine what he feels about school from somebody who's just tired of going through, like you said, different system, different policies, different kids, all that kind of stuff. It's
Hmm.
I think it's the
I
process,
see it.
but then it's you go into the process, then you go into the people. It's just so much stuff that
I see
contributes
your
to it.
ball.
I had a teacher like that. My mama knew.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Miles said, I remember I had a
Yes.
third grade teacher. I had a third grade teacher that she I wrote my whole SOL in the book, bro. You know how we weren't supposed to write in the book. We were supposed to write um on paper. So I
Yeah.
went up, it was Miss Simmons. Miss Simmons. I went to Miss Simmons. I said, Miss Simmons, I accidentally wrote my test in the book. I accidentally wrote my she said, you better go accidentally erase it. I was like, yo,
But you know what though? She ain't lying though.
that's
Especially if
it.
she told you don't write in the book and you did it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you right. But it's I had a lot of those educators. Like, yeah, it's people who love to educate, people who didn't take no stuff. Like having Miss Haskins as a bus driver. Like
Well,
watching these kids now and what they do to bus drivers is crazy.
well,
And
I kind of
the
see.
teachers.
Yeah, and I kind of see why teachers are losing their passion. Um, because for starters, teaching is not our primary job. That's the
Yeah,
secondary job. And a lot of and from what I'm seeing now is, and I mean, y'all can probably hit me for saying this, but the parents has too much control of the school. Administrators are afraid of the parents, so they're telling teachers, "You can't do this, you can't do that." I remember I had a parent call one of my coworkers, chewing him out. And he's sitting there saying, "Well, let me just appease her." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" First of all, why is she calling you when he's in my class? But they know they know what staff to pick on and which one not to. And I think you know what I mean by that. Because
yeah, a
there's a
lot.
certain group that don't give no F's. Um,
Yeah,
but and I think that's what's the issue is. I'm gonna just say that I think we need more black administrators because our mindset is a lot different. We're not going to put up with a lot of stuff from the parents as most ethnic groups. And I just see it. I'm just like, you know, this is why these kids are the way they are. Because hell, the kids run the household. Parents don't run the kids run the household.
I wouldn't like. I get, and it's sad that you have to say black. You just need people who have been raised right with some backbone and some common sense. Like thing is, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's I don't know, it's learned behaviors. Like
Well,
now,
that's the thing. My
does that
first
go to
thing,
specific areas though?
yeah, because I know my mom, she was a teacher, and the first thing she told me was, "Don't let no parent punk you." Because the minute you let a parent punk you, then they gonna run your classroom.
Yeah,
Um. So, but now trigger here. I guess we could talk about what we need to talk
trigger,
about.
trigger, trigger. Can't you see?
Gentlemen, what's happening?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, good. Been a busy Sunday.
Speaking of trigger, I got to give another shout out to the wife. I texted her. I need to get an assignment done. I had to interview admin, and she just pretty much did the whole damn assignment. All I had to do was just hit submit. So shout out to Trigger's wife, man. She color coordinated that shit, everything.
Well, welcome to my world, brother.
All
I
right,
said,
girl.
yeah, dang. So
She's
just wanted to
special.
say that.
No, appreciate it. She don't watch the show ever. It's kind of crazy to think about. And watch and watch one episode. Where I've seen y'all's significant others on the show at least once,
Mm-hmm.
but not
Well,
mine.
mine only want to come on when she want to show off her red biker shorts.
Mm.
When she
No,
said,
she
"All
come on.
right, you
No,
got 30 minutes on the
that's
show."
for us, brother. That's for us. That's to let us know that Mal's been to be busy.
Yeah.
Like that's why she do that. She come to show them the shorts because she know what that means. He ain't got
Mm-hmm.
much time left.
So you don't do no work? Yes, I do work, but for whatever reason, I guess I don't know. Leave me alone.
Did she say hello or anything? She just came out of nowhere. It's like, so you don't do no work.
Right.
Hey, appreciate the shout out with the flash shirt. Thank you, thank you.
Why? We can't hear you, brother.
Dang, I've been sitting here talking this whole time and ain't nobody ain't hear me or nothing.
Well,
So
now
no, she was talking about the assignment.
I'm washing off my asparagus. So I'm not in the camera right now.
I'm a
You
Marvel
said
girl
washing off my here go Mal's line again.
washing my
Huh?
asparagus. Here go my line.
What? No, look.
Oh, you cut the ends off.
Huh?
You cut the ends off.
Nah, I just after I finish eating, I just leave them.
Wait, what?
I
I'm
ain't
talking
even know
about
you're
the
supposed
one
to take the
inch.
ends off.
You cut an
Oh, he's
inch off
saying
the
do
bottom.
you cut the ends off the bottom of the asparagus when you're making it?
Yeah,
I said, nah, not really, but I ain't even know I was supposed to.
I mean, I guess you
and
don't
look,
have to. I always do.
I
Yep. Well,
cut them
thank you
off
for letting
first.
me know.
They
I just did
extra
it.
tough.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't eat it. I just
No,
leave it.
no, just an inch though. Just like an inch, not a big part, like an inch.
Oh well. All right. Well, never mind.
just, just a little bit. They asked, "Do you got garlic?"
I do, but I don't put garlic on it. I eat mine raw.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I put it in the oven, but I don't put no seasoning on it.
Wap said, "I ain't eating none at his house."
Motherfucker, you ain't invited.
No, when I do mine, I just do mine when I make asparagus. I'll do it on the stove or in the oven. I like to do it on the stove a little bit better. I can kind of manipulate it a little bit.
Yeah.
I throw some butter in there, salt, pepper. Ooh,
Some garlic, some minced garlic.
Montreal, yeah, minced garlic, and then
Montreal steak
sometimes
seasoning.
sometimes I'll do Montreal steak seasoning.
I like the
Mm.
Brazilian one, and then I got the one the Weber's not Weber's. It's the one the blend salt, pepper, garlic all blended together, and then I got to do
Mm-hmm.
adobo and then some salzone. Not on my garlic, but you got to have adobo or salzone in your seasoning cabinet too, with some chicken bouillon. Make
Bro,
sure you season your water when you do noodles.
speaking of cooking, man, I made hibachi for the first time last week, bro. That shit was on. I couldn't figure out how my rice was missing a taste. And I'm like, what the fuck am I missing? I went on YouTube. I did
Test
not
mode.
notice. Call me slow. I did not know they put ginger on hibachi.
Oh
Yeah, it's pretty
yeah.
common.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, that's what I'm missing. So I ain't going to a hibachi spot ever again.
Oh, hibachi at Miles' house.
Yeah.
Why'd you have Miles?
I made it a
Do you
couple
have a
times.
wok?
I can't quite get that taste down either, but I'm
Yeah, I
trying to
can't do the
perfect it.
taste. I buy
I'm
my
trying to
rice from
perfect
the Asian restaurant,
And see,
and
that's
that's
what
what
it
I
is.
use.
They got that special rice. You can't get that Uncle Ben's Minute Maid rice, but I
Yeah,
mean that's what I get because it's cheap. But
Jasmine rice is pretty close. I found, but like
mm.
Trigger was saying, and like you said, that taste. I can't get that taste. Like I be listening, but he be doing it.
Do any of you fellas have a wok? I don't have a wok.
I got a wok. Let me
I
see what
don't.
what what
I
what
just know
what
Mel's probably
what
ain't got one.
what.
Nope.
All right. All right, all right. Let's get serious. How y'all doing? Welcome back to episode 3 of the Ballas Forever Podcast. I'm Be Wise,
I'm triggered.
I'm exhausted.
and we are back with another episode. Miles, you're exhausted. Week 1 is done. How you feeling from all the fun?
May 29th can't come quick enough.
Oh my gosh.
International Marketing, MSG. I know MSG. MSG might be the missing thing too, but I don't want to get in it. We'll talk about it. I be looking at Uncle Roger. He don't cut the ends off his asparagus. Lord.
Nah, real niggas
Thanks,
don't
thanks for
cut that.
letting me.
Real niggas don't cut that off. They eat that shit, man.
Huh?
So, Trigger, how you doing though? Miles said he can't wait for Miles. Oh my God, May 29th.
Oh, I'm good, man. Nothing to complain about. Work's been great. The adapting to the new station still. The call volume is significantly different, but still been running some
What's
quality
up, Wop?
calls. Still doing some things that are worthwhile. Uh, oh snap!
Trigger, can you turn your game down a little bit? What Miles got? I thought you had a Corona,
Why?
brother.
Because the
I was
the
like, you got a
Yankees
Corona?
the Yankees just scored. You don't want to
We
hear it?
ain't doing. We gonna no, we gonna hit it. We gonna see the last go. We gonna see the last go.
Yeah,
The last go.
probably still gonna lose. But anywho, um, but yeah, everything's going good. Adjusting to the new station and all that. Running quality calls, not a lot, but quality. Getting a lot of sleep. Been eat uninterrupted. Been able to work out a little bit, getting back in shape. So it's been a nice welcome change. But that's about it.
Yeah.
Everything on the home front is good for the most part. I'm still waiting on. Watch the fool, yeah. But
Don't nobody want all this. Shut up.
but no, waiting on the news from my Tahoe, see what's going on with that. Hopefully, I
Oh
find out
yeah,
something
prayers,
tomorrow. So,
prayers, prayers.
so we shall see.
Yeah.
Wop you wow, boy. All right, fellas. Let's get into it. I'm gonna start with the Lou Young clip. We're gonna get into it and then we're gonna talk about it.
The
Hmm.
who?
Um, the Lou Young clip.
Okay.
I'm gonna share it. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna see it.
Oh, is that the one you supposed to show us last week?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do that one from last week. Yes, sir. Yeah, we got a little time. That's why we got go Red Sox. That's right. Go Red Sox. Wop, you know.
Boo.
We like that. Y'all excuse me. It's my first day. It's my first day. All
Yep,
right.
go Sox, go Sox.
Go Sox.
That abandonment word, I've felt that with my own mother. I pray every day to try to get that relationship back.
Where are you in that?
I don't know where I'm at.
I love your truth though, bro.
I don't know where I'm at, and I don't know where I'm going with it, but I do know I want to stop and just fix little by little, or just fix something before it's too late.
How much of a privilege it is to have a chance as a black man, Lou. And I'm talking to you like son now. I'm talking to you like son. It is a privilege for you by God. So that when you get a minute to feel, take that minute and feel and own it and be selfish with that moment. You hear me? Because if you don't, whatever woman in your life, you'll rob her of that feeling. Whatever child in your life, you're going to rob that child. You will rob everybody that deserves your feeling. You will rob it from them if you don't first give it to yourself.
I keep so much in.
We all do.
I don't want to mess the energy up in the room.
Who the hell told black men that me feeling is going to F up the energy in a room, how insulting to your human heart that you being a human being is going to do you know the beautiful spirit that you have brought into this place now just by allowing us to be trusted with your humanity? You're a king. As broken and as flawed and as jacked up, people will never know that when we do not get that affirmation from our mothers, it sets the trajectory of who we are. We can't love right. We can't live right. We can't understand the language of love when the woman that we came out of does not return it back to us. I've been diagnosed with what's called attachment disorder. We can have the attachment disorder where we don't know how to connect because we didn't connect with our mamas. And our mamas didn't connect with us. Do you know the horrible feeling when the person that gave you life don't want to give you life? People don't know that the best comedians are the ones that swim in the deepest emotional areas of depression and struggle.
Yep.
And you know that.
Yeah.
Guess what? She may not have been there, but you made it. You in here with your own situation. You made it. Your daughter smiled when you pull up. You made it. Look at all the people that didn't make it. Look at all the homies you know. That was your boys that didn't make it. You here and you shining. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Because you're a black man that didn't become a statistic. Clap it up, man.
So, what's your thoughts on that, fellas?
Otherwise, I'm gonna relinquish that to you, my brother. Um,
Just
I grew up. I don't feel like this is my place. To I grew up with a loving mom.
not connection with the mom more so. I'm talking about men having the space to express themselves and being able to
Did we
communicate
lose him?
themselves. And whether it's you said what?
Say that again. You was in and out.
Oh, my bad. So it's pretty much more the space of men having the ability and kind of what we were talking about earlier. Have they seen the model of being able to express themselves? So I guess what I'm asking from this clip is, what are your thoughts or y'all feelings towards men being able to express themselves? Like not only the clip, but from just that base of how do I express myself? What have I seen that is a safe and effective way of communicating my hurt or communicating my pain, and then just the overall how does that contribute to attachment? Maybe
Um,
pause.
I think it's difficult because for whatever reason, nobody wants to hear what men got going on in their lives. I would probably say the biggest thing for men is do not downplay therapy.
Yes, yes,
Um, sometimes your woman don't even want to hear what you got to say. Your woman wants to call you weak or a
Thanks,
punk,
Wop.
or she'll use it against you in a later argument. Um, I love my pops, but he's old school. His whole thing is, be a man. Don't, toughen up. Stop being a bitch. Um, but I would say if it won't be y'all, I probably, therapy probably the best route.
I love therapy. I recently went through therapy
I
in a group
I do
setting,
too.
and
I do too.
it's it showed me
Yep.
a lot.
And it's
Yep.
not bad.
My favorite,
$25 a session. Can't beat that.
hey,
Say how much?
my my
25.
favorite is being called sassy when I'm expressing myself. That's crazy.
That's it.
That
I've been called that too. Wop Daddy. I've been called that too.
I was about to say something mean, but Miles right. Not sassy. Yeah,
Yeah.
why is there a stigma around men expressing themselves as sassy?
Old
DOC.
school
Is that the new term?
men didn't do that. They held everything in. Um, they held everything in, and that's probably why they was whooping on their woman's ass back then. They were beating the hell out their woman because
And
they was holding everything
alcoholics,
in. Yeah, becoming alcoholics, holding everything
workaholics.
in, workaholics. Um, yeah, I don't know either. Wise, that's something you probably have to ask the opposite sex.
I'm gonna talk my come. Come. You are welcome to join and to come talk
Mm-hmm.
your talk with us, brother. Please,
Mm-hmm.
because more men need to talk. Trigger. What's your thoughts, brother? Let's hear.
I think one of the pitfalls of our community is that our parents obviously grew up a certain way. Their parents grew up a certain way. They come from that old school mindset mentality, right? Especially when it comes to raising young black men, teaching them to be tough, not to show emotion because it roots back into slavery. That's kind of how we had to be. So in a lot of ways, we're still carrying those mentalities with the older generation amongst, the guys who are come up, the millennials, all the millennials had to go through that. But as a black man, everything old boy was saying in the video, I could relate to in one way or another, both with my mom and my dad when it comes to the love, showing the love part. Now, I know my parents love me. I love them back. But we never had any moments where, they would say it as a kid or
Yeah.
show
Yep.
that affection. And just,
Yep.
our race and then their jobs. Like my mom was a correctional officer, my dad was in the military. So like there's nothing soft about either one of them in terms
Yeah.
of a lot of that stuff, compared
I
to their
believe
job
someone.
titles, the way they were brought up, that tradition and how we raise our children to be tough minded individuals and to not cry, not express themselves because that shows signs of weakness. A lot of that was prevalent in my household as well. So, but as a black culture, I think we need to get away from that and break that cycle. And I think our generation has been better about therapy and doing things to be more expressive and making it more acceptable for a black man to be able to express himself in a way where he's not being judged. Because it's a double-edged sword. Like some women, what's one thing that they want when it comes to dating black men? Like they want them to be honest, they want them to open up and be emotional. But yet the second he does that, now he's being weak. He's being, he's showing feminine tendencies and all these other negative things that come with it. And I'm like, well, I'm only giving you, what you wanted from me. So it's like, damned if we do, damned if we don't. And we got to start getting away from that and pushing that into the rear view and letting that stay in the past. Like we keep perpetuating this cycle that we've learned from our parents and what our parents learned from their parents of,
Facts. Facts.
hating, holding everything in, keeping everything bottled up. And then you wonder why, dudes go crazy or they check out mentally and they just, they're not their best selves. They're not motivated to do anything because nobody wants to hear them. Nobody's trying to hear them. Nobody's trying to help them. It's like, we've been taught to, bend but don't break. You got to do everything. You can't show weakness. You can't be emotional. You can't do nothing. None of that because your kids, your wife, all these people are following you. They're looking towards you. So you got to be strong all the time. But I think our generation is here to say, like, hey, you know, that ain't got to be the case. Like, we ain't got to sit here and suffer just so everybody else can feel good. Let me say that again. We ain't got to be here and suffer
Come on.
just so everybody else around us can feel good. Like we have feelings, we have things that matter to us deeply that we got to get out there, and things that we go through too, and we deserve to have somebody there for us. I'm not saying that we need somebody there to just keep supporting us, and we ain't got to do nothing, but like we have our moments where we doubt ourselves. How many of y'all out there have had those moments where you're sitting back like, man, how am I going to make this for my family? How am I going to make these bills work? How am I going to, survive? And I'm not, my hours getting cut back because of COVID, or been in those situations where you're having those moments of doubt because if you're not bringing it and you're not giving everything that you're supposed to give, that people around you will disappear or leave you. And people always like to joke about it and say things like, "Oh, women and kids are loved unconditionally. Men are only loved under the condition that they provide something."
Mm.
And yeah, it's all fun and games and all that, but it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Like women and children get loved unconditionally, but the second that we can't provide something or do something for them, now we become less than in their eyes. We don't get a chance to get opportunities to get ourselves right, on multiple occasions before they get tired and they want to leave. But they can stick around. They don't have to worry about that. So we're constantly under pressure, and we have a lot of those moments of how am I going to do this, how am I going to do that, because we know the second that we stop doing it, you out of there. But it's a lot to it, man. Like it's hard being a male in this society. It's hard being a black male in this society when we can't express ourselves the way we want to express ourselves without getting judged, and we're expected to do certain things, sometimes unrealistic, and then pay the price for it when we can't do it. Yes, it's unfair to us, but the one thing I do like about us is that we're resilient. We keep pushing. We're strong. And I think now we're starting to seek the outside sources necessary to help us keep going, like therapy, having talk groups and support groups, other men coming together and supporting each other because everybody knows that if we ain't got it, the family can use that against us. Well, we can get a support system outside of our family and they can keep us to keep going. So that's why I love doing this podcast with you guys, because not only do we talk about sports, we talk about everything under the sun, right? We help each other, we support each other. We got our own personal issues that we go through. We all can come to each other and talk about these things and help each other through when the rest of the world is not hearing us. So I highly advise everybody out there who's listening, who's watching this maybe, or who will watch this, that if you feel like you're alone out there, go out. It's people out there that are put in positions to help you. There are support
Yes.
groups out there. There are Facebook groups. Uh, there may be some groups going on in your city. They get together and meet and they talk about life and ways to help each other. Like, get out there, take advantage of your resources. We got more of them now than we did back then. And let's continue to break this cycle. Black men especially, let's continue to, make it better for our children in the future. Because one thing that I want to do that my parents didn't do much of for me is I want to make it that my kids can come to me and not be scared, that I'm going to judge them or punish them for feeling.
Facts.
So we gotta continue to break this. I love the work that we're doing, and I love the advances that we've seen over the years with being better about Black men's mental health and all that. So, but let's keep that going. Like I think we're on the precipice of making that change in our community, and that's one of those things, man, that has been plaguing this community for years and years and generations and generations. And I feel like we're on the cusp of finally breaking that cycle. So keep going out there. Everybody stay strong. Continue to surround yourself with love and support. Stay away from negativity. Don't worry about the naysayers and people saying, you ain't supposed to be doing that. You ain't supposed to express yourself and have feelings and all this stuff. Damn all of that. Keep doing you, because I need you. The
Do
world
you,
needs
boo
you.
boo?
Society needs you. You are loved. You are appreciated. You are valued beyond belief, even though the world sometimes don't say that. I'm telling you that. So for whatever it's worth, I love you, and I'm glad you're here, and I hope that you keep on pushing through.
And we love you too, Trigger. That just sounds like what grandma used to say. Everybody can't go, which is facts. A woman calling you sassy because you have real feelings as well. Some of these women described might not be great. Just saying, not me, I'm great. Described, yeah, it's okay. Not us though. We full already. LOL. Just kidding. All right, y'all full. LOL. At capacity. But okay. So let me ask y'all
Speaking of
from
being
that
great,
vein.
I just want to
Oh,
say y'all are great as well because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This just goes to show how much I ain't much of a cook. I did not know you were supposed to cut off the ends when you cook asparagus. I
He's
had no,
still thinking about this.
I ain't had no idea. Y'all
This
taught
look,
me
this
something new.
dude, this dude didn't hear a word I said the whole time I was talking. He would have thinking about that damn asparagus.
No, I heard you, Trigger.
No, no, I know you did. I'm
hey,
just
that
messing.
changed his life, man.
Yeah, it
Hey, look,
changed my life right
that
there.
changed his whole
I
life
was sitting
right
there at
there.
some of these asparagus. I'm like, why the fuck they got this hard ass flimsy shit on the end? What the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, cut
Now I
that
know.
off, bro.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Oh, Yankees just hit another home run off a sinker.
yep.
Hey, man, we ain't
Solo,
talking about
bro.
that game right now. We ain't talking
It's
about
Solo.
still
that game.
early. It's
We ain't
still
talking about
early.
that game. We ain't talking about
When
that
soon
game
look,
right now.
as soon as
We
they
ain't
get
talking
to
about that game.
5, it's over.
Damn, it
So
even
when is
tastes
it?
better.
When is it okay for men to express themselves? And where do y'all, outside of therapy and outside of the groups, and I think that's a beautiful thing with the digital things, like outside of friends, like maybe what I'm trying to say is, when do y'all feel comfortable with somebody to express yourself in a full capacity, or have you ever felt comfortable with somebody to express yourself in a full capacity?
Outside of therapy and outside of y'all, not really nowhere else. I mean, I tried with the women I've been with, but after being called sassy or this, that, and the third, or giving off sassy vibes. What did you
You
Wow.
said that's why you had surgery with y'all.
Man, the comments going ham right now. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow.
You're probably right.
Anyway.
Well, you know what? I ain't eat asparagus back then. I started eating a couple years ago.
Hey, asparagus is it's top tier. I got some in the refrigerator. It make me want to go cook it.
Yeah, it just makes you
Asparagus
pissed
is top
though.
tier. I
To
remember
answer
Austin
your
Powers. Every
question,
time it's Austin Powers.
To answer your question, nowhere really. Outside of y'all in therapy, nowhere.
Express yourself to the right people. See, this is the support he needed. Outside of therapy and y'all just like Miles, I tried but failed. So, okay, why when you say tried but failed, not to get personal, is it try to communicate and it wasn't received? Or did you try to communicate and you couldn't fully get it out the way you wanted to get it out and maybe it wasn't received? Or is it just a combination? Or what do you think it was that made it not work out? And what is maybe a pitfall or a lesson that you would tell somebody uh, going forward? You didn't fail; those people suck. Okay, she talking about yeah. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. I tried and it wasn't received after many attempts to try. Explain it in different ways, shapes, and forms. Tried and it wasn't received after many attempts to try to explain it in different
So
ways, shapes, and forms.
so with that, I mean, the person that you're talking to got to be receptive as well.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you can do it as many ways and many different ways as possible to try to explain something to somebody, but they've already got it made up in their head that they ain't trying to hear it. Because
Message.
most people, they just want to be right. It's a matter of winning and losing with them instead of how can I understand what's going on and what can I do to try to help fix things. A lot of people do not like accountability at all. It is hard to look yourself in the
Mm-hmm.
mirror and point out your faults and
Mm-hmm.
look at yourself as okay, what did I do to contribute to the situation? It's always the other person's fault. It's always their fault. You're always the victim, right? So like you're not you already have in your mindset that I'm trying to win. I didn't do anything wrong. So anything this person's telling me automatically, I'm gonna shut down regardless because I ain't did nothing. That's where that comes from. So you could be in the right. You can explain it, 10 million different ways, and and have the best arguments. You got the facts, all the stuff to back it. If that person that you are sending this to is has it in their mind that they ain't do nothing and they ain't trying to be the one to fix things and they pointing the fingers at you, it's gonna fall on deaf ears each and every single time, no matter what you do it or how you do it. And the sooner you get that, and eventually you stop wasting your breath, and then it's like, all right,
Yeah.
well, this person ain't for me, or this conversation ain't for me, the
Yeah.
situation ain't for me, and then you
Ain't
move
for me.
on.
Don't serve me.
So
It don't serve me.
a lot of people drive themselves crazy trying to, beat it over somebody's head about, X, Y, and Z. But the person, instead of being receptive to it, they're not going to be receptive to it because they never see
But it
that
don't
they
work
are
that
a
way.
player
That's a big thing.
in this situation too. But the
That's
second it
it.
takes both parties to realize that they are involved and they both need to work towards something, then you got something.
Yep.
But if one party is already shut out and they're like, nope, not me, I didn't do it, it don't matter what you say. You just end up frustrating yourself even more because you're explaining things and trying to get through to them, but in reality, they're not even trying to listen to you.
And the one I hate trigger is man. I got a broken leg, but you sitting here talking about the cut on your hand. Like I'm sitting here, I'm trying to
Mm.
like, yo, my leg. I'm trying to tell you, my leg broken. The pain. I'm hurt. Like, but when you fell over and broke your leg, you cut my hand. And but this is what happened to me. This is what it did to me. But
Hmm.
and then it's like, but for real, a cut. We arguing over some like it's so minute. It's like I don't know.
Now, let's that
I
cut,
do.
unless that
Yeah,
cut,
it's that
sliced
cut.
open the artery, now
Yeah.
it'd be different.
Let's move on.
That's the EMT in me. But I get what you're saying. Basically, like some people, they just,
And
hey, it's me too, me too. Like, why has it always got to be a pissing contest?
Mm-hmm.
control
You know what I
what you
mean?
want to
Like,
control.
why does it? Oh, I'm going through this, and the other, and you're like, well, I got this going on. Whatever. What about me? What about me? Like, this shouldn't be that.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like that. Like, yes, like I'm clearly bringing something to you that has been bothering me. That's on my mind. This it didn't just appear out of thin air. Like This is here and it's being talked about for a reason. And you shut me down, you ain't trying to hear it, or you're trying to, make this a contest between the two of us of who got it worse. Like it's counterproductive. We're not gonna get anything done. We're not gonna come to a resolution. We're not gonna be better for this. So you always got to get yourself a partner, surround yourself with people that are willing to, uh, take some accountability and look at themselves too and what they can do better. Instead of it always being, a me versus you type thing, or we're trying to compare and see who has it worse or who has it better, and like trying to dismiss stuff and like not take part in the things that are happening.
Yeah,
Got to be better about
we got to. But fellas,
it.
we
Men, men,
45
and
minutes
men and
in.
women, men and women.
Let's get into some sports because we 45 minutes in and we ain't got to no sports yet. So I'm gonna start us off with. Well, I'm gonna let y'all start us off with. Let's talk about y'all America's team, and y'all go ahead and. Sorry, it's my first day, y'all. Hold on, I
I don't know
downloaded all
about
the stuff,
y'all,
but now
but putting chicken in the air fryer, that's some good ass shit right there,
Here
man.
you go again with the damn cooking.
you put what in the air fryer? The asparagus?
No, chicken.
Oh,
It's Neanderthal.
okay,
Ah,
okay, all right. I found it. I was just looking in the wrong place. So present slides PDF your computer. Episode 3. So
all
let's
you made
get
was
to it.
chicken and asparagus.
And some mashed potatoes.
Okay.
All right. So, fellas, the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, the Cowboys Netflix documentary. What is the name of it? It's America's Team, the Gambler and His Cowboys, going
Mm-hmm.
into the Dallas Cowboys, I guess, from when Jerry Jones took over ownership and all that kind of stuff to championships. I haven't finished yet, so I don't know how far I went to, but with that, the Micah Parsons extension talk. Um, are y'all what do you are y'all think the Cowboys are just out to entertain, or do you think with everything that they're trying to come out and win some championships this year? Because Jerry said he loves winning.
I think he's out to entertain. That's just who he is. First, excuse me.
You do need to watch it.
I finished watching it this morning. It was some good documentary. I kind of wish he would have went more into what happened after the after years of the dynasty.
Yeah,
I pretty much knew, I'm a diehard Cowboy fan, so I pretty much knew a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. Like I knew Troy Aikman and Barry Switzer couldn't stand each other.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Irvin's, his trouble with cocaine and strippers.
Mm-hmm.
Emmitt Smith holding out, missing the first 2 games of the '93 season.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did not know, which I always blame Jerry Jones for Jimmy Johnson leaving. And Jerry still had a lot to do with that. But what I did not know was in 1994, when the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers were coming to
rough,
expansion,
rough, rough.
yeah, Jimmy Johnson was flirting with becoming the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach. I did not know that. And he was still in a contract for 5 years. So that was one of the big issues they had. But then another issue is when, in 1989, when Jerry Jones fired the great Tom Landry, he told Jimmy, "You'll be in control of the football aspect. I'll be in control of the business." And somewhere, somehow, Jerry Jones got involved on the football side. Um, the one reason, it's crazy. They're still going back and forth about this. And it's been 40 years about who's been responsible for the Herschel Walker trade. It's like, bro, it's been 40 years. Let that shit go.
What
Um,
Jerry said? He said I'm looking for a job. That's why I'm looking
yeah.
for a job.
Well, and if
Mm-hmm.
he won his own employee, he would have been fired from that job.
Come on, bro.
Um,
True.
but Jerry, he's just And then when he told Jimmy Johnson there's 500 coaches that could coach this team, that just goes to show that it can. Yes, Barry Switzer won that championship, but that was with Jimmy's players. Barry Switzer, he was just as wild as the fucking players were, if not wilder. Um, but I don't see it changing. I agree with Trigger. I do think Stephen Jones would take a different approach once he takes over. I hate to, make it seem like that, but I mean, let's just be honest. Eventually, he will be taking over. I just hope he learns from his dad's mistakes. But the Michael Parsons trade, I think that's just what Jerry does. He waits to the last minute. Like, hell, Emmitt Smith didn't sign until the third game of the regular season. CeeDee Lamb, he waits to the last minute. Dak Prescott on 2 occasions. Zeke Elliott. That's just what he does. But when you do that, you're missing out on free agents. It's just not good business.
That's the big thing.
Yeah. He like Jimmy Johnson said, he's not a football mind because you played offensive guard in college don't mean you know how to coach or how to run a football team.
Yep.
You are the business side, he's untouchable.
I think Jerry.
He's 83. He's 83. Yeah, because he was 46 in 1989. So it's 81. I'm sorry. So, but yeah, I just don't see them. I just don't see them improving, especially with the NFC East getting better. You got the Philadelphia Eagles, who are defending champions. The Commanders win the NFC Championship. And the Giants look real good with Jackson Dart at quarterback. Real good. Now, I know it's preseason, but okay, John Carlo.
2 for 2.
But, yeah. I'm not going to talk much about this team. I don't
The Yankees
have
gonna win on Sunday Night Baseball. We know that. Come on.
Yeah, they're still
Sunday Night
early.
Baseball.
They're still
Yeah,
losing this game.
They're not losing on Sunday Night
They
Baseball.
can put the bullpen in. Bullpen gonna blow it.
Mhm.
I've seen
That's
it
why the
too many
Cowboys
times.
gonna beat the Eagles week 1.
I think Cowboys going to
I,
lose all 6 division games this year.
I wouldn't say that.
Yep.
That's a little. That's a little much.
Fan trivia: what year was the Carolina Panthers' first playoff win? And who did they beat?
1996 against the Dallas Cowboys.
I was for fans. I didn't say for anybody on the panel.
I'm
I said for
sorry.
fans. You ain't have to.
Hey,
Good job, Wop.
sound like he was there at the stadium when that happened. Yeah, they laughed. What you remember about that game? You were there.
Well, that's because that game was in the documentary.
Ah,
But I mean, I still knew it. But yeah, that was in the documentary because that was like the downfall of the dynasty. Michael Irvin was.
Don't do that to us.
Michael Irvin was serving that suspension when he got caught with the cocaine and this, that, and the third, and that kind of was like the beginning of the end of the dynasty.
Hey, Wop. But what they say about Jerry in this, from the little bit I seen, yeah, I can see that, but I don't know. I like Jerry a little bit after seeing some of these. Like the first couple episodes, Jerry, I'm like, okay, you buy it, you struck gold, you got the chance, you brought the team, and you brought your whole family with you. You say, I don't know what y'all doing, but y'all about to be here and we about to be doing this. I do. I like it. I like it. Ain't no need. They just as relevant as us now.
I mean, yeah, I like
Jerry
the
gets to see.
beginning. Like I said, for Jimmy Johnson to do that after this man fired Tom Landry was like a god in Dallas. Jerry Jones was facing death threats for firing Tom Landry.
Yeah.
He gave you your first head coaching job, and I get it because Jimmy was like, he wasn't having fun anymore. Once he won the Super Bowl, players wanted raises and this, that, and the third. Which, I get it, but, you're still on the contract. But I also get how Jimmy thought about Jerry because Jerry did not keep his promise and he was getting in the way.
One of our 3 wins out of the 15 games against the Cowboys.
Yeah. Yeah, you forgot to mention that. Even though I
I
gotta
didn't
say,
forget
two
to.
of
I
your,
mentioned that. I didn't forget it.
but I gotta say, two of y'all, two of the wins were in the playoffs. So,
Big dogs.
Mm-hmm.
so
We win when it count. That's all. That's why we've been to two Super Bowls
That's
in
what it
30
matters.
years.
and one was
But
on Thanksgiving. So,
Oh,
yeah,
I forgot
I
about.
wanted to
Oh, that
say
was.
with the documentary, I haven't seen any of it yet. I've seen fan reactions and stuff to it, so I kind of picked up on a couple things like the situation with Jimmy Johnson in Jacksonville, and then obviously Jerry's cancer diagnosis that happened years ago. That was those were both news to me.
Yeah.
Um, However, I did watch a significant portion of the interview that Jerry Jones had did with Stephen A. Smith recently, and talking about the
Yeah, I
Michael
love that
Parsons
interview.
situation.
That was a
Talking
good
about the
interview.
Michael Parsons situation. This is one of the first times I've seen Jerry Jones talk for an extended period of time, and I could actually follow what he was saying. Um, as far as this Michael Parsons situation with the contract, maybe Jerry's not as crazy as one may think, just based off what he said in that interview. I hit a couple quick highlights to kind of give people a general idea. So basically, Jerry said that he and Micah, we all thought it was kind of crazy that he was negotiating with the player. And Jerry had said something in an interview that I completely forgot about. He's not talking to them as the owner, but as the GM, because I forget he actually is the GM of the Cowboys, and he actually does and is supposed to take part in player negotiations. The part I guess that was I couldn't get over was the fact that the agent wasn't involved. However, the agent was involved. The agent just wasn't there when they were doing the deals. But however, Jerry said he talked with Micah Parsons, and once they kind of hammered out the deals and the money and all that stuff, they sent it to the agent to look over. So the agent wasn't necessarily in the room with them when they were talking about it, but he did get the contract and all the other stuff once they worked out all the terms and everything to go over it. So if they had questions about stuff, or if they needed, something different or whatever, I guess the negotiation part between him and the agent when it came in, if the agent would have said, hey, can we do this differently or can we add this in the contract? He would take that out, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. But for what Jerry Jones was saying is they sent that contract over to the agent and the agent was just like, screw this. Like, so he did. The media made it seem like the agent wasn't involved, but apparently the agent was involved. Just maybe not the way he wanted to be involved, but the agent was involved. And then there was, talks about how Jerry said he talked to Michael Parsons on multiple occasions. And the last time they talked, um, Jerry Jones told Micah, to, you know, link me up with your agent. Put your agent on the phone. Tell your agent to give me a call. And I guess they never did. And that's why we're in this stalemate. So maybe Jerry's not as guilty or as should be as vilified as he's been, being scrutinized as he should be. Maybe Micah and his party deserves a little bit of, a blame in the situation too. Because, and Jerry also said it takes two to tango, which, I get it. And another strong point Jerry made that I agree with was that, when you're making these contracts with the players and you got the agents and stuff in there, like, who is this contract supposed to appeal to? The player got to be comfortable with it, and the GM has got to be comfortable with it. As long as those two guys are happy, that's what it should be about. Because those are the two guys that have direct, impact with the organization. Like one guy plays for the organization, the other guy runs it. So they both have to be happy. One guy got to be happy that he's getting paid the amount of money he's getting paid. The other guy got to be happy that this money is going to get justified, and the terms and all that stuff are going to be justifiable. The agent's feelings really don't matter. And I think, when he put it like that, I was like, yeah, well, yeah, he kind of got a point. As long as the owner and the GM, Jerry Jones and Michael Parsons are happy with the terminology and the contract and all that, it really don't matter about the agent. So
but my thing,
maybe he didn't go the conventional route or today's route of bringing the agent in the meeting and talking with them instead of talking with the player and then sending it to them. But I don't think what he did was completely
oh
wrong or
wow,
unforgivable. Yeah, that was a terrible call.
I'm sorry, Trigger.
Well, you good? But I was done. But yeah, go ahead. What you about to say?
I was gonna say I get it, but that's the agent's job is to because sometimes that terminology, a lot of those players don't know what that terminology is.
But he sent
These
the agent the contract
huh?
after they got. He sent the agent the contract after they, him and Micah had went over it. Allegedly, that's what he said. And
And
the
the agent
agent took
said
that
no, right?
contract, and the agent said no.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He probably saw some in that in the contract was like, Micah, this ain't it. And then also you got to realize, let's say if Micah signs a contract to where it's like he's getting fucked or like, Jerry took advantage of him. And then you got to deal with the NFLPA. Remember, like Michael, why did you sign this bad deal? So it's a lot of factors involved. But I mean, yeah, like I agree, it takes two to tango. Uh, I'm pretty sure if you ask Micah and his team, they'll tell you a different story that makes Jerry look like the bad guy. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just who do you want to believe? Chris Rock said it best. Everybody lies. It's just which lie you want to believe. Um,
yeah. But I know with Jerry, he like I said, he sent the deal to the agents. So it's not like the media made it seem like he was just trying to work the deal out with Micah and just
uh-huh.
not include the agent at all.
I
But
got you.
Jerry was saying is, yes, me and Micah talked about the deal and we discussed everything, agreed on everything, and then we sent it to the agent. So it wasn't like he was trying to take advantage of him because he still included the agent by sending the deal to the agent for them to
Mm.
look at it. And I guess the agent wasn't happy with what he saw, but he's saying that there hasn't been any negotiation after that. Like after he sent that contract to the agent, after he and Micah had, I guess, verbally agreed on, what they had sat down and talked about, the agent didn't do his part in, sending a counter or, going over the details or talking about what it was he didn't like or whatever. I don't know. Maybe the agent was being spiteful and like, I'm not accepting this deal because you didn't come talk to me. It could have been a good deal. Maybe he was just feeling some kind of way because Jerry didn't have him in the room with them when they were talking about the contract. Because these agents, this is a big time agent that Micah Parsons has. These agents have egos too. So even though I agree with what Jerry was saying, like yes, as long as I'm happy, as long as Micah's happy, the agent really don't matter. He just kind of a mediator. He's making sure that the terminology and everything is right there, and then he gets obviously he's getting a percentage of the contract as well because that's how it works. Um, so I think this whole situation, according to Jerry Jones, if what he's saying is true, and I don't have a reason to believe that he would lie like something about this. Um, if it is true, then I don't know. I feel like Micah's agent is the one that's kind of holding this thing up at this point. But again, it's like Miles was just saying, it could be some things on Micah's end that he could tell and say that Jerry did to make them feel disrespected or how they handle the situation or whatever because clearly he requested a trade, so he felt wrong somewhere along the line. So it's some back
But
and
Trey,
forth. Neither side is innocent. But I don't think all the guilt is on one side or the other either.
but I see for like you saying, and I agree with Miles. If they got the agreement, Micah is agent. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, you David Mulligata, but I'm signing this. I don't care what you gotta do. We signing it because you work for me at the end of the day. Mike, I don't work for the agent. You work for me. Me and Jerry agree. We got a deal. I like it. Sign the paperwork. So if that's what I'm getting, it must be like y'all saying some tension where Micah don't agree on something. Is it a Shamar Turner, Shamar Stewart? Is there a clause
Hmm.
in the contract that they found that
Yeah,
because they were
yeah, we
talking about the
don't know.
injuries? Because remember Jerry brought up his injury, so maybe it's like, hey, if you get hurt, this maybe part of this salary goes away or something like that. Or
Hmm.
I like those things that Miles said. That agent is important to look at all those finite details in it, and maybe they saw something like, no, bruh,
Yeah, but my thing is like, hey, you saw something you didn't like, then where was
just tell them
the
change it.
yeah, where was the counter offer? Where
Yeah,
was the communication in that? It's like
the counter offer.
Jerry sent it to him, and they was like they kind of tossed it, and they just kind of been at a stalemate. I just want to know what a breakdown was.
And I
Um,
mean, yeah, I'm just speculating because I mean I have no idea. Maybe they
right.
saw something in the contract to where they was like, bro, like the agent probably told Michael, like, look, you see this, like this shit is disrespectful. And now, Michael feels some type of way. I don't know, like BY said, I don't know. Um, I know Michael put or he put a rant on Twitter about a month ago about what happened and this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so I don't know. I
I
think at the end of the day, a deal will get done.
Yeah.
Do I think he's going to play the first game? I don't know. Um, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't like the way Jerry conducts business, but I wouldn't be all the way upset if Micah was not a Dallas Cowboy. For the money he wants and
Mm.
the productivity he gives when it counts, it don't add up to me. And I've
The
always
same thing about Dak.
yeah.
We'll take him in Carolina.
I think CD
We'll
CD
take
might be
Michael
the only
Parsons in
one
Carolina.
in this situation out of the three players that actually deserves his money because
Hmm.
he's been balling he stays healthy. He's been balling every time he's on the field. Even with Cooper Rush as the quarterback when Dak went hurt, he was still putting up numbers. So
Yeah.
I think CD Lamb's probably the only one out of the three that's justified getting paid the money that he gets paid.
And I'm more of the aspect I think we need to start instead of giving $60 million to one player, spread that wealth around. Um, because Michael's not gonna be able to. He's been there for 5 years and we haven't come close. So you really want to put all that money into
Dak
him
been
just for
there
him to?
longer than that, and y'all
I
put all
mean,
that money into him.
yeah, but quarterback is different. Um, but in first 10
Micah
games he
producing
looks
though.
like Lawrence Taylor, but then the last 6 games of the regular season he disappears.
Is it
Playoffs he
because I'm so
disappears.
tired from the first 10 games, and that is
And
just
that's what it is. He wears. He's not a big guy. He's
yeah.
maybe 230, 240, and then late in the season you got them 300-pound men blocking you that wears on your body. And he's a liability in the run game. I've mentioned that over and over and over and over again. He is a liability in the run game. You sit there and say, "Where's 11?" We're gonna run to his gap.
I got
Yeah.
I got a second round pick for him.
Oh no, you gonna give us? You gotta give
Yeah.
us first round.
But I do want to add one thing too. I know Jerry has been alluding to like the amount of money he offered Micah apparently back in the spring. I just want to know what the figure was because I keep hearing,
He
oh, it's been the richest deal for a non-quarterback player, and the money that he will be making this year plus the next 2 years if they franchise tag him both years will be like 60% of what he offered him. So I'm like, what did you offer him? I want to know the amount of money because apparently he and Micah agreed on the amount, the guarantees, the signing bonuses, the years, all that they had ironed
true.
out, and it was like nothing
David
came of it. But
David
I just want to
Malagutta
know
probably
how much he offered him. How much he offered him.
David Malagutta probably said, "Bro, you leaving 50, $60 million on the table with this deal. Let's go back and get more." That may be what it is too. He like you
Maybe,
leaving this much
maybe
money
that's
on the
that's
deal.
that's why I say I want to know what he offered him. And I want to know what the parameters of that contract was that he and Micah allegedly agreed on. But yeah, it's been a lot of speculation as to what that number might be, but we don't have an actual number. I just want to know. It'll come out one day, I guess, but I really want to know because then that will kind of tell us, you know, everything we need to know, and not just the numbers, but if we find out the years, the guarantees, all the other stuff that come in with that, that would tell us everything we need to know about, why the deal didn't get done. Um, if they eventually do come to an agreement. But we'll at least get a reason as to why that didn't get done if we get all those numbers.
No details released yet, Lady Ray. So all right, let's keep it on the track.
Man, did I turn my oven off?
The Carolina
But that
Panthers.
asparagus burning, boy.
Shit, I sure didn't turn that
Burn
motherfucker off. God damn.
that
About to
power
burn the
bill.
apartment complex now.
That power bill gonna be burnt up. But
Now, other
the
people don't pay
Carolina
that, don't
Panthers.
they? Isn't that how it work in apartment buildings? Everybody takes a
It's
share
a
of
Oh,
the.
that's right.
it's the average.
Oh yeah, okay, you good then.
Hmm.
But the Carolina Panthers. We agreed to an
Mhm.
extension with Taylor Moden, and there has been circulation that the Minnesota Vikings have reached out to the Carolina Panthers on one Adam Thielen. I don't know how to feel.
Well, the,
Um,
the Panthers are saying they ain't trying to let him go. From what I
I
last
think
read
they
when I was reading up on it.
I read that trigger. I think they gave him a low ball offer. I think they probably offer like a fifth round pick or sixth round pick, and because you know how they said he's been
Wow.
productive. He's
Wow.
he's he's been productive. We coming back, baby.
Ooh, is that out?
Oh no,
Another
y'all
Good
done
enough.
scored
solo
again.
home run.
This second one of the game.
Y'all done scored again, man. Get this game off,
But
man.
good. Hold on now. We got 5 runs. It's the 5th inning.
Hey, we getting there.
Do I need
We
to
getting
bring
there.
up the World Series?
But Trigger, it's
We
gonna be the
getting there.
6th inning by the time the Red Sox hit, though.
You are right, but it's the 5th inning. They got the 5. That's a bad time for me. Go ahead.
Man, forget the Yankees. But no, I'm gonna be quick. I don't want to trade Adam Thielen, but we do have a deep wide receiver room. If this was the year to do it, I mean, if I trade Adam Thielen, I still have T Matt. I'm sorry, Tetaroy. Um, dang, Xavier Leggett, Jalen Coker, Hunter Renfro, Jimmy Horn, David Moore, Bryson Tremaine. So we got enough to still keep 7 with trading Adam Thielen. So this would be the year, and especially if I can get a young cornerback or a young inside linebacker in the process in the trade or a good pick. I don't know. I don't know. We got to see. But I really been on the trade because we've been in on Trey Hendrickson too. Carolina has been linked to Trey Hendrickson as well. That's why I really think the move for Taylor Moton to free up that cap space was for a Trey Hendrickson trade. So I don't know. I'm optimistic about this year. We'll see. I got us 9 wins is my record prediction. I'm going 9 wins for the Carolina Panthers. Y'all heard it here first. 9 wins.
Very doable.
Would
Very doable.
I will take it. I'll be happy. Um, I'll dive into it next week more of who I think will play as we dive into the schedule, getting ready for the season. But we're still forming an identity. We got to see if Dave Canales year 2, Bryce Young year 3, Jairo Evero. He's coaching for his job this year. I think he's on the hottest of seats. I haven't seen us fully healthy yet in the preseason. Just stuff's been happening, and we haven't looked really good. The last game we looked good in the first half, and then it got blown wide open. But I don't know. I'm calm. I'm calm. I'm ready. And like I said, 9 wins. I think that's a successful year. If we get 9 wins, that's a good year. And because I think in the NFC South, 9-10 wins may get you into the playoffs. So it's
Mm-hmm.
it could be something to where we're in it to the very end, and I hope so. It's my first year as a PSL owner, so we shall see. But let's keep the train going. Let's get to it. While we there, we talking about it. Go ahead, Trick. Go ahead and get into it. Since y'all want to talk about it, since they
Well,
winning, we don't
the
want to talk about the
series.
other games this weekend, but we're gonna talk about this game. I see.
Oh God, come on! No,
We can
no,
talk about
don't
the
do
other
that.
games this weekend, but we're
I
gonna talk
done, I
about this
done,
game.
I done text y'all after every Yankees game, the first 3 games, how frustrated and upsetting. I've been on Twitter blasting them.
We
Oh,
have.
sorry, X, not Twitter, but I've been on social media blasting them. Like it has been absolutely terrible. But this does not surprise me because I told y'all this was going to happen. I told y'all everyone was believers when they went through the Cardinals. They swept the Cardinals. They swept the Rays. They won 2 out of 3 against the Twins before coming into this Red Sox series. And I said the Yankees are beneficiaries of bad baseball teams right now. They are winning these games because they're going against bad teams with bad pitching. Just like tonight, they're not facing a good pitcher. That's why they're up 5-0. But they played 3 good pitchers on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we saw them score combined what? 4 runs in 3 games against those pitchers. Aaron Judge has been a ghost in this series. A ghost. He's only got 2 hits, and I think both of them have come against the bullpen, not against the starters. So not only is Aaron Judge not hit good pitching, the rest of the Yankees don't hit good pitching. They don't beat good teams. All you got to do, if you are a decent team, is put the ball in play, be aggressive on the base pass, and don't make mistakes. And you will win against the Yankees. Because they cannot play fundamental baseball. They cannot play sound baseball. They can't play clean baseball against good teams for whatever reason. That's why I said they took advantage of a very easy schedule to get themselves back in the top of the wild card race. And this series was important because last time we played the Red Sox in the 4-game series was back in June. And right before we played, we actually had 2 series against the Red Sox back in June. We had a 3-game series, then a 4-game series, all within a week of each other. So the Yankees came into that first Red Sox series in June, the 3-game series, which was I think it was at Yankee Stadium. The series before that against the Kansas City Royals, the Yankees swept the Royals. They were coming into that first Red Sox series rolling. They were hot. And they lost. And at that time, I think the Yankees were like 15 games over 500. The Red Sox were like on the line of like, this could be their season right here. These 3 games against the Yankees and then the 4 games the week after. So they had 7 games against the Yankees where the Yankees had a chance to pretty much put their foot on their throat and make them a seller at the trade deadline. This is their chance to pretty much bury the Red Sox in the month of June, because that's the kind of season the Red Sox were having. They were lost. They did not look good at all. But for whatever reason, that first series, the Yankees lost 2 out of 3. They went into the next series. I forget what team they played in between, but they went into that one, and they had the 4-game series against the Red Sox, and the Yankees lost 3 out of 4. And since then, they've gone on a 2-month slide where they lost to some really good teams. They lost to some bad teams. They got into a 4-game sweep of the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays swept them. They lost to every good team. They were literally at one point almost on the outside looking in when it came to the playoffs after being up 15 games over 500. They played 2 months of baseball where they were absolutely terrible, trash. So like, okay, this will all be better when it gets to the trade deadline. Trade deadline comes up, they're going to fix everything. We're going to get the relievers we need. We're going to get certain position players that we need. It's going to be a whole different team at the end of July. And I felt hopeful. Kudos to Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner for going out there and getting the guys that they did at the deadline. On paper, it was huge. Yankees had one of the best trade deadlines in years on paper. So let's count the ways of all the guys that we've gotten at the deadline and what they've contributed. Out of all the players they picked up, only 2 guys, really 3 guys, have shown up. And 2 of those guys don't even start, don't even play every day. One of them does, and that's Ryan McMahon. Ryan McMahon, who's at the plate right now, I think, was that Bellinger. Can't tell. I think it's McMahon. But anywho, Ryan McMahon has been an upgrade at third base. That's Bellinger. He's been a great addition defensively. And offensively, obviously, he's been better than what we had at third base. Because the 2 guys we had at third base was hitting 179 and 149. And McMahon has been hitting like 280-something since he's been with the Yankees. So that was an upgrade, and it's been great for us. Jose Caballero, who we got from the Rays, has been great for us. He puts the ball in play. He's aggressive on the base path, and he leads the majors in stolen bases. That was an excellent pickup. Ahmed Rosario from the Nationals, the other utility guy that we got, who mashes left-handed pitchers, absolutely incredible. Incredible player when he's out there. Seems like he always gets on base, always getting hit. Those 3 guys. The 3 big pitchers we got, Camille Doval, Jake Bednar, or David Bednar, and Jake Bird. Jake Bird got sent to the minors after his 2nd game as a Yankee after the deadline. And he's been there ever since. Camille Doval has been trash. Absolute trash. Bednar has been the only one out of the 3 relievers that we signed that has been somewhat decent. But even he has had terrible moments as a Yankee. He blew a save the other night that he shouldn't have. Yankees were up multiple runs. Obviously, Devin Williams has been trash for the most part. He's been trash, except when he's a middle reliever. When he's a middle reliever, he's good. When he comes in to close, trash. Big trash. Austin Slater, the guy we got from the White Sox after Judge went down, put out in the outfield, hurt his hamstring. So it was like we wasted the trade on him because he's not even out there right now. He's on the injury list. So now we got Stanton playing in right, which hasn't been bad. Stanton's actually been decent. But at the plate, Stanton's been the beast. That's really why Stanton's in the lineup for his bat. I mean, he's been killing it. As he's at the plate right now. But anywho, but yeah, so the Yankees got all these players at the deadline, and we were supposed to be a different team. And for whatever reason, I get these guys need an adjustment period to get going and whatnot. For whatever reason, it hasn't panned out. They look worse. They played the Miami Marlins after the deadline. They just come off a series where they butchered the Rays. They've been beating the Rays all year. It's the only team in the American League the Yankees have owned this year. Everybody else has owned us. But they just come off a series where they beat the Rays, and they go up against the Marlins, and they get swept. That first game, all three relievers that we signed from the Yankees at the deadline, all three of them played in that first game. All three of them were horrible. Gave up multiple runs. We scored 12 runs and lost. And that was a terrible, terrible series. And just when we thought we turned the corner, we were on a roll, going into the deadline. We got the players we needed, and they came out, and nobody has really lived up to the expectations so far. Nobody, except for those three players that I mentioned in the first bit. Rosario, Caballero, and Ryan McMahon. Everybody else has not lived up, in my eyes. Ain't been close. It's still a big question mark. So the Yankees come in, right? They go on another stretch where they play a bunch of bad teams and they look good. Because sometimes playing against bad teams, you get yourself right. You got room to make mistakes. You got room for error because you're not playing against top-notch competition. Like, you're already stuck anyway. So, like, if you lose these games, you just confirm that. But you can also take those games as an opportunity to at least try to fix some things and make yourself better, create some momentum. So when you're playing a good team or a bad team, momentum is real. And that momentum can carry you into games where you can beat good teams. So they built that momentum. They won 7 out of 8. The only game that they lost in that series was against a really good pitcher, which has been a constant theme throughout the season. They won 7 out of 8. All right, here we go again against the Red Sox. 4-game series, just like June. It's a little different this time because the Red Sox look like they're going to make the playoffs. So this is not like we win 3 out of 4, we crushed the opportunities. No, they'll probably still make the playoffs. But this was a series where we could finally say, hey, the Yankees have got it together. They can play against good teams with good pitching and get wins when they matter. And we can win these games and give ourselves some more breathing room in the wild card standings. And what happened? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Laid an egg, laid an egg, laid an egg. And I called it. I was like, if the Yankees don't win one of the first two, because they're not going to beat Crochet on Saturday, which they didn't. They got embarrassed yesterday. Absolutely embarrassed. So I already knew Saturday's game was going to be a loss. I was like, they got to get one of the first two, because they'll definitely win the Sunday game because they're going against a pitcher who's not very good. And they're doing that right now. They're doing that right now. They're winning this Sunday game. I was like, they got to get one of the first two games, if not both of those games. They got to win 3 games, but at worst, they got to split. If they only win one or they get swept, not going to be good.
Who coming in after Rodon?
And right now, after all, I think Schlittler is the next pitcher for tomorrow's game.
Johansson Garcia. That's a good way to spell that. Okay.
Yeah, I still ain't know how to pronounce his name. Like, try to put a bunch of a bunch of letters out of a hat and just.
Like somebody got a Scrabble hand.
Yeah, somebody. That's what it is. A Scrabble hand. They just
words with friends.
Yeah, that's your name right there. But anywho, so the Yankees were predictable. I saw right through all those games they won because they didn't play anybody, and they have not shown me that they could beat good teams consistently. Now we're gonna get a chance to see this again. Because in the month of September. For the first half of September, we got the Astros in the first series, I believe. Then it's the Blue Jays. Then it's the Tigers. And then guess who? The Red Sox after that. Those are our first 4 series that we have to play come September against 4 teams that are going to be in the playoffs. 4 teams that are in the American League. And what the Yankees do in that stretch, they're either going to make the playoffs or miss the playoffs, depending on how they do against those four teams in that stretch. Now, the back end of September is way easy. We got the Orioles, the White Sox, and the Orioles again. That's how we close out the end of the regular season. So they got two of the worst teams in baseball to end the season, but you're playing all the playoff contenders to start off September. So they have another chance here, just like they came into this Red Sox series when they beat up on bad teams to gain some momentum. And it's all right. Now we're going to play a good team. Let's see what happens with all that momentum we built. And it's going out the window. They got 3 games against the Nationals coming up starting tomorrow in the Bronx. Then on Thursday, they go on the road. They got 4 games against the White Sox. So just like the Twins, the Cardinals, and the Rays, they're playing 2 teams, 7 games over the next 7 days. They got a chance to build some momentum back against these bad teams because when September hits, Astros, Blue Jays, Tigers, Red Sox.
Oh my!
I'm telling you, this is where the Yankees are going to make the playoffs or miss the playoffs in those 4 series. Because if you lose most of those games, you're likely out of it.
And we're gonna be right here with everybody watching them. Well, all right, fellas. It's getting close to that time of the evening for myself, but let me get your ending thoughts. How we feel about Week 0 of college football, and your ending thoughts, and what we're looking forward to with NFL, NBA, everything in your final soliloquies.
NFL, I'm looking forward. I think the NFL is gonna be it's gonna be fun to watch. You know, as a Cowboy fan, I ain't even paying them no mind. I wouldn't even care if they put them on TV. It's gonna be interesting. I'm loving to see, who's gonna be that team that didn't make the playoffs to make the playoffs, and vice versa. The AFC, the big 3, with one of those big 3 quarterbacks is gonna shine. You know, Mahomes, Allen, or Lamar. Um, Excited to see what they got what they gonna do. Um, NBA. Kind of early to talk about the NBA. Well, I don't know. Training camp starts in a couple weeks in the NBA, don't it?
Yeah.
Yep, usually September. I think mid-September,
Yeah.
something like that.
So it's gonna be fun. Um. So yeah. Oh, college football.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't even watch none of the games, but I'll stay tuned Saturday. I'll be in the house watching that.
I did see Kansas and Fresno State last night. I watched a little bit of that.
Yeah, Kansas and Fresno State. I watched that one. September 23rd is to report. So September 23rd is media days for team traveling outside North America for preseason. That's the Nets, Knicks, 76ers, Pelicans, Suns. Also, a liable date for players participating in preseason games in Abu Dhabi, Australia, and China to report. And then training camps open for all teams September 24th. When does the season start? October 21st, season starts. Opening night, Rockets at Thunder, and then Warriors at Lakers. So the schedule should be out here soon, ain't it? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm excited about football being back. You know, college and NFL. It's gonna be an interesting year. Opening night gonna be interesting to see what the Cowboys do against Philly. I'm not expecting them to win that game, but I know if they do, Cowboys Nation's gonna go crazy. Um, but yeah, I would think that's the kind of a trap game for the Eagles, you know, because there'll be a night they raise the banner and they get their rings and the Super Bowl thing will be celebrated. You know, they're gonna be on the high still. You know, are they overlooking the Cowboys because of the Micah situation and whether he's gonna be there or not. You know, Brian Schottenheimer's first year, you're not expecting nothing from them. This could be a trap game for Philly. This could be a trap game for them because everyone's kind of expecting Dallas to lose anyway. So I think when the Cowboys have nothing to play for, or they're kind of the underdog when they're not expected to win and they're not expected to thrive in certain situations, I feel like they tend to play better. And I feel like that's the case with anybody, any athlete. Like when there's no expectations on you, when everybody's already like, oh, they counted you out, they said you lost. They didn't know that there's nothing to play. Like I won't say nothing to play for, but like they know that it's easier to play. There's no pressure because no one's expecting you to do anything anyway. All the pressure's on Philly. They're the ones that are going to get blasted if they lose. The
Yeah.
Cowboys lose is like, no, we saw that coming. Like no big deal. But if they win, that's bad for Philly. That'd be a
In
bad loss
spite
for
of
Philly.
is what they're going to win.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's if Philly ain't careful, this could be a trap game for them. So just be mindful of that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the football. See what my Bulldogs do. They're not. Um, I don't feel like they'll be as dangerous this year, but I feel like everyone's kind of maybe taking a step back. I don't really see
Yeah.
certain teams that are oh, you got to watch out for them this year, or this team's gonna be. They probably every year we pretty much predict who's gonna win a national championship. I feel like for the first time in a long time it could go either way, and now the way they've been
Everybody's high on
adjusting.
Texas.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not convinced. I'm not convinced. I didn't see. I wasn't really impressed a lot with Arch Manning last season. I just
Yeah.
wasn't. I mean, he had his moments, but I ain't all the way sold on him just yet. But we'll see what it's like, how he does with a full season under his. But I know he was kind of in and out, last year because Ewers had gotten hurt, and then there'd be games where they kind of rotated quarterbacks in and out. So he didn't really get like a full season to play every single game. So maybe people see something that we don't, and we just got to see him when he's playing every day, every game, every week.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not sold yet based off what I've seen, but maybe he can make me a believer after the first few weeks. So we'll see. But like I was saying, man, after last year and the years before, like this season, I feel like the playing field is even. With NIL and the portal and guys, jumping around and teams being more equal in terms of talent and the competition is better for the fans because now all these games, are not as one sided. And definitely when they get the conference play, it's going to be even better. Um, so yeah, we got to we got the beneficiary. We're the beneficiaries of college football making these changes. Extending the amount of teams getting into the playoffs now, making each game more important. Um, Getting more teams opportunities that probably else wouldn't get those opportunities. In previous times. So yeah, I mean, it's fun to think about that. Uh, Potentially them also shortening the game. To 9 makes the games more
Yeah.
meaningful. Um, Maybe more playoff games as well. So looking forward to that. I I'm just a fan of football, man. I just can't wait.
It's back.
I
Trigger is
just can't
back.
wait, man. And then NBA gonna be
LSU
right on their
Clemson next
heels.
week.
After that, they're gonna be on their heels. Basketball, all the trades we saw happen, the
Yep.
Western Conference. Can't wait to see what all those teams do. A lot of guys went to some new homes, but also a lot of guys stayed where they're at. So like, even in the NBA, it's a lot of teams in the West gonna be competitive. The East is still wide open.
I
You got
got
some
it.
major players that's gonna be out in Tatum and Tyrese Halliburton. How's Joel Embiid gonna look?
Mm.
As far as his
Mm.
health goes. The Sixers gonna be back because all that's gonna be dependent upon how he is because he's the engine of that team. He makes everything go. So how are they gonna look? Is Giannis looks like he's gonna
And
be in
McCain back
Milwaukee?
too. Ain't the rookie for the Sixers back that got
Yeah,
hurt
yeah,
last year?
yep,
Yep.
he's there. Yep. Um, Giannis looks like he's gonna stay in Milwaukee. As
Yeah.
far as ain't been a whole lot of noise coming out of there about
For
him
now.
wanting to trade or anything. So yeah, looks like he's gonna be there. They went out and got Miles Turner. They completely the look of the Pacers. No Miles Turner, no Tyrese Halliburton. They're gonna be a different team next year.
Mm.
The Celtics ain't gonna have Jason Tatum. They're gonna be a different team. So like it's man, it's gonna be good. The competition's gonna be
No.
good. Football and basketball. Can't wait.
November 10th is Lakers at Hornets in Charlotte. Just letting y'all know. It's a Monday.
Lakers at Hornets, huh?
I'm gonna be there the 9th because the Saints take on the Panthers that Sunday. So I'm probably just gonna stay over that Monday and try to catch LeBron.
Look at you.
Yeah, that's Veterans Day, and then Veterans Day that Tuesday. So I may be off. So that may be a little baked in, little small little vacation. But I'm sorry, I cut you off, Trick.
Oh no, you good.
I don't know, man. College football this year too is like you said, is no clear cut favorite, and everybody looks good. Like
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody looks good, or there's no standout team that stands out?
you right because I looked at the like looking at Kansas State and Iowa State game yesterday. I'm like, all right, these just numbers beside teams right now. We haven't seen none of them really play. So until we get into the season, we can't really tell because
And for me,
it's new
the
quarterbacks
big
everywhere.
I would say the biggest thing I'm looking forward to, and it's like maybe I'm biased, but every year I'm more into high school football than I am college and the pros.
Ooh, I didn't know you could
Um,
stream high school football, bro.
you can, yeah. You know, I'm excited for September 5th. What is Matoka gonna do against the number 1 ranked running back in the country, who just
Shut him
signed to
down like we
Michigan?
did David Wilson.
Well, didn't he score 7 touchdowns in that game?
Bro, I
Six.
remember I got to
Six.
that game.
Six
I got to that
touchdowns. Yeah.
game. The very first
Yeah.
play, he caught that joint. He said, and took that joint to the house. I was like, oh no,
Six touchdowns.
oh
So I was
no.
talking. One of my coworkers actually saw him play, and he's from the same area that he's from. And he actually had a game worn jersey or practice, one of his uniforms or something that he got from David Wilson. I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, I had a chance to tell him, like, yeah, I saw him play when he was in high school. And he absolutely torched us. 6 touchdowns. Remember that jump was on the what was that local channel used to play our games,
The
high school
Friday Night
games on?
Blitz.
Friday night, yeah.
Yeah, it was on TV and all that. So I was like, yeah, I remember it came down from GW Danville and whipped our ass.
I never forget that man. It was like an 80-yard touchdown. He stopped on the 2 yard line and somersaulted in the end zone and stuck
Mm-hmm.
the landing. I said,
Disrespectful.
"Damn." I know
Yeah,
Wop
he's a real
got
deal.
but I guess Wop still on the
He
he
might be.
got
He might be in here.
he got to be. I'm more excited for high school. I think I just them teams out in the Tidewater area, man. Maury, Oscar Smith, Phoebus, the big three. I don't see how anybody
I
can
want to
beat
watch
them.
some of those games too, bro.
Yeah, I don't see how anybody can beat those three. Um,
In the
They've
state?
always been a powerhouse.
yeah,
You said in the
Verona,
whole state?
huh?
In the whole state, you don't think nobody beating them?
No, maybe Oscar. Somebody can probably beat
Mm.
Oscar Smith in Class
Somebody
Two,
out west, yeah.
but
Somebody out west.
maybe somebody in up north. But in that Central Virginia, I don't see nobody beating Oscar Smith. I don't see nobody beating Maury. Verona might beat Phoebus. I don't know if Phoebus is on the decline because Verona got a powerhouse. They got they got like a shitload of D1 athletes. I think
Oh
I
wow.
found out they got eight players that signed that's going D1 next year. That is unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
They just got that boy from LC Bird who transferred from Bird last year. So Verona they gonna be tough to beat.
Hey, then where they got a D1 commit?
Yeah, one,
Him and
not nine.
hey, the quarterback. He going to play what? He going. I think he playing halfback at USC, ain't
O'Hare, yeah.
he? Yeah.
Well, Dinwiddie's always tough. They've always been good. But I don't know about our Matoka Warriors, man. They got a
Hey,
hellacious
no.
schedule.
But they
Cause
got they deserve that schedule because they went last year, right?
yeah, but I mean they because first they play Hermitage, and then they play Benedictine, and I'm like, when the hell they start playing private schools? And then they play
I didn't know
Louisa.
all them teams, the schools had football teams.
Yeah, well
Yeah.
Benedictine's been good, and then they play Louisa County, and then they play Dinwiddie. So them first 4 games is gonna be
They played
hellacious.
Dinwiddie at homecoming. It's Dinwiddie homecoming too.
Yeah, that's gonna be which I don't know when they start doing homecoming in September, but
That's what
anyway,
I looked at, bro. I thought that was weird.
I thought that was October, November type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's like I want that game, but I don't want no homecoming game.
But
Ugh.
they also start school earlier than we did too. They start school in August, so I guess now, yeah.
No,
Because
I
we already
mean school homecoming still is October because the season doesn't change though. They still
you right.
always because they
You right.
always play the week before Labor Day.
Yeah.
I mean no Labor Day weekend. I'm sorry, but
I want to be in the house for Matoka. So you don't like homecoming games? They bad? Like
no, because it takes so long. Usually halftime is about 15 minutes. Homecoming is 30. And especially in November when it's cold, like, man, wrap this shit up, man. God damn.
halftime
Home,
is the real game time.
yeah, homecoming and senior night. I hate them both. But
Yeah.
they always say parents come to see that come see the band and the cheerleaders too. So you gotta come on, strike this fool out.
I think Matoka. Don't Matoka got a D1 safety too?
Man's thrown almost 40 pitches in this inning.
Oh
Um,
wow. I think Matoka got a good safety
I
in a
heard
couple
something about
places.
that. Yeah, and that's the thing. They lost a lot of players.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll see, man. We'll see.
We gonna get
First
into it, like you
game,
said.
they set me up though, man. They set me up.
Who you got? Who you got?
I think the second week I
Nigga,
got
fuck
IC
you.
Morecambe, which is a
Fucking
high school in
kidding me.
Portsmouth, versus Petersburg High.
Oh wow.
I, oh, they didn't walk. Here we go.
They at Petersburg?
It's at Petersburg, yeah.
Oh wow.
So the nigga tree's gonna be real.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one. Hey
No,
man,
it's not.
football alive and well in the region. We got Michael Vick at Norfolk State, so
Mm-hmm.
he about to face. They facing Delaware State. We gonna have First Take gonna be here for I think for one of those games. So
Mm-hmm.
hey, we gonna get into Virginia sports and the region and all that kind of stuff. Trigger, you want to talk about your new instant replay, instant reaction you gonna be doing?
Yeah, so with the trigger rants, I want to kind of take it up a notch a little bit. So, obviously, y'all know I'm a Heat fan, I'm a Yankees fan, I'm a Cowboys fan. My whole thing with this is a lot of times we come on the podcast and we're talking about the games that we've seen, and it happened, 2, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, whatever it is. What I wanted to do was to give the fans and our viewers a raw, uncut, unfiltered, emotional reaction right after it happens. So my proposal to Be Wise was after I watch a specific game, whether it be a Cowboys game, a big Yankees game, a Miami Heat game, whoever, because I get very passionate, I get very emotional over my teams when I'm watching the games and stuff. So if I were to give like my live takes, like right after the game goes off, here's how I feel in that moment for what I just saw, and I just break down everything that I went through, and I send it in, and then we cover it, a few days later on the show, and we can play that clip of me going off on the team and whatnot, and then after that
Come on,
clip is
Luke.
done being played,
Come on, Luke. We need this,
then
Luke.
I
Come
can
on.
give my take on the video. Like, obviously I've had time to cool down after that video. Here's how I think. I still feel the same way. Or I said X, Y, and Z in the video. Well, here is what happened. After that, I was misinformed, or I said some things I didn't know about at the time. And here's what happened in the days following. Like, so I can do like a little heated, emotional video. And then I can do like a cool down version, more level headed response.
How I heal.
Um, After, yeah, it's like I'm hurt now, I'm healed type thing.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be good because a lot, like I said, when I get into these rants on the show, a lot of times, it's 3, 4 days later. So it's hard to hold that anger and that emotion for that long and then wait for the podcast days later to try to release it. So I figure I release it right then and
PNC.
there and
That's
record
right.
it, and then we go over it, and then I kind of give a more level-headed response to the emotional video, and kind of do like a little 2-for-1 type thing for the fans.
Post nut
So
clarity.
Well,
here's
I can.
here's here's Trey when he's emotional and in his feelings, and then here's me a couple days later after I had a chance to process and take everything and be able to make a more informed reaction.
Well, here's a reaction you can get. How the hell does Carlos Rondon give up one hit but walk 5 batters?
Yeah,
How
come
does
on,
that
Luke
happen?
Weaver, baby. Let's
That,
go,
I
Luke
ain't
Weaver.
never seen. I ain't never seen a stat line like that. You give up one hit and you walk 5 batters.
Let's go, Luke.
Well, the good thing is most of those guys he walked, they were able to get a double play and get them out. So that's kept the pitch count down, and they doubled their outs. Got
Yeah,
the
I
two
mean, yeah,
for
that's
one
what's
there.
up. But 5 batters, you gave up
Yeah.
like.
Well, it ain't no worse than Luis Hill. Luis Hill walked 5
Let's
guys
go,
in 4 innings
Luke.
last year.
It's like a
His
doc. That's
last
like a
outing.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of ordeal.
Every time Luis Hill pitches, he walks multiple. He always walk guys.
Mm.
That's the biggest thing with Luis Hill, man. Like he's a good pitcher, but he walks way too many people. He walks way too. Like I said, his last outing, he played 4 innings. He pitched 4 innings and walked 5 batters. Like you can't just put dudes on base and expect to have success. Not against good teams. They're gonna turn those walks into runs.
Yeah.
So here we go. Like that's the thing with Hill, man. I can't stand watching him pitch because he always putting dudes on base. Always putting them on base. Always walking guys. That was the biggest issue on him last year, and it's still an issue this year. Even though he's only had 4 or 5 games since coming back off that injury. But he walks way too many batters. Like what Rodon did was nothing compared to what Hill does.
Well, I'll stay on this last at bat, and I'm gonna go ahead and sign out.
Hey man, I already got the hotel
my
booked for that
God.
weekend in Charlotte too. We got it.
Come on. Whoa.
Let's go. Let's go on the board, baby.
I told y'all the Yankees get to 5, and look what happens. Look what happens.
2 runs.
Look what happens.
Hey,
all right. Well,
I got the hotel
I'll
booked
see y'all
that weekend
next
already.
week.
Our peace. We'll holler at y'all. This is Ballas Forever. Forever we ballin' and we leaving now.
And the commentators just said something about that too. The Yankees done got the 5, and we've seen this happen before.
All right. We out,
There you
y'all.
go.
Peace.
I thought I was playing.